What's up, everybody? Coach Zach here from Inspire FAE Coaching and No Limits Endurance Coaching. And I'm going to talk to you today about band workouts. So with the outbreak of the COVID pandemic, everybody's posting band workouts. They're great. It's a great way to mimic dry land or to mimic swimming over dry land. They're really great, except if you don't have bands. So what do you do if you don't have a band? So I'm going to give you 3 ways that you can mimic band workouts, and in my mind they're just as good, if not better, than using the bands. So the first one, what you're going to need is just a simple hand towel. So this is one of my towels I use when I ride my bike on the trainer or I'm running on the treadmill, just to wipe my brow, right? And all I'm going to do is use this. So some exercises are going to require you to pull the band apart and hold that tension. Well, I can do that same thing here with the towel, and then if I'm twisting back and forth, whatever it is, maybe overhead, I'm doing all these movements. And the great thing about this is if I pull too hard with the right hand, the left hand's not going to be able to stabilize. I have to stabilize, so I have to use both arms at the same strength level, right? If I pull harder on one, then the other one's going to be pulled out. So it's a great way to mimic movements where I have to do twists or overhand or use one small band, okay? Most workouts, though, are going to be a band where you're pulling, right, to mimic your swimming, right? So whether it's a catch and pull. So here's what you're going to do. I grabbed a sheet. Now I tried this with towels too, but for this, a sheet has a lower frictional coefficient, which just simply means it's not going to rub as hard. So I grabbed the bottom of my banister here, the stair railing, at the bottom of my steps, and I just wrapped this sheet around the railing. I even tied on one hand, I tied a loop in the bottom so I can put my hand through it and mimic a paddle like I would do with the handle of a band itself. Otherwise, I just wrap it around my hand like that one. And what I'm gonna do now is just pull and pull. So here, just like I would normally do with the band, you would normally do with a lot of band workouts, you're doing 2 at the same time. Now I'm doing one and then the other. The great thing about this is I am training these muscles not only concentrically, so not only when I pull, but I have to provide resistance. As I pull back with my left hand now, I have to hold that resistance with my right hand. So I'm also training them eccentrically, right? So the weakest part of a muscle is when it's forced to work eccentrically. So you're gonna get a whole different burn and a whole different feel from using those eccentric muscles, using a bed sheet when you do these, as you would opposed to a band. Everybody knows when you work the negatives, right? When you're lower and you're like, oh, that really burns. It's the same philosophy here. So that's great. Everybody has a hand towel, everybody has a bed sheet, but not everybody's going to have a pole or a railing. So what do you do then? Well, pretty simple. I grabbed a big towel, all right? So in this case, I grabbed a big beach towel, an old one. I tied a double knot in it. I took the 2 corners, tied a big knot, so you can see it just got this big loop. So you can do a couple things. Now I can loop this over the door handle here, but I'm going to put it at the bottom for now. I'm going to put it down here at the bottom, and I just slide the knot underneath the door so that the knot is on the back side of the door. Now I close the door. Now I've got myself a good floor anchor. I can put it here in the middle and have like a belt line waist anchor. I can put it at the top of the door too and have a high anchor. So if you really want to do pull downs instead of low pulls or high pulls, I can do that. And all I'm going to do is take my sheet again, wrap this up, tie this around. That's the hardest part of this, is getting your sheet to cooperate, and loop it through. Now I've got myself a nice low anchor, right? So if I want to do a low row here, I can do a low row. Simple, okay? And the same premise applies. I need to pull with one arm while maintaining with the other. So I'm getting a concentric and eccentric action. They should be able to mimic any move you can do at home with a band, whether it's pulling down, whether it's pulling up, whether it's a row. The only exception is you won't be able to do both hands at one time. But let's be honest, as triathletes, and even most swimmers, the only time we might do a stroke that requires 2 arms to pull at the same time would be in the breaststroke and the butterfly. And for triathletes, mostly we're not doing that. So this is going to replicate your swimming just fine. Good luck. If you have any other tips on how to train a banded workout without having bands, hey, comment below, hit me up, let me know. I'd love to hear them. But hopefully these are 3 suggestions that can get you started even if you don't have a single band. Good luck, everybody. Until next time, be inspired, be inspirational.